Dealing with insurance claims can be frustrating, especially when working as an electrical contractor. There are often challenges associated with the process. Firstly, insurance investigators may not consult with contractors, which can lead to inaccurate reports about the incident. Secondly, contractors might be unfairly blamed without a thorough investigation. Thirdly, restoration contractors may overcharge for their services. Fourthly, contractors may face delayed payments because of contract disputes. When facing these challenges, it's important to communicate effectively. Document all communication with insurance investigators and restoration contractors. This includes emails, phone calls, and any written correspondence. Keep detailed records of everything that is said and agreed upon. Also, provide evidence to support your charges. Maintain invoices, receipts, and work logs that clearly outline the services provided, materials used, and time spent on the job. This evidence is critical when justifying your billing. Negotiation is key. Don't hesitate to stand up for your fair charges. Clearly explain your costs, and be prepared to justify them with supporting documentation. If necessary, consult with an attorney to protect your interests. A lawyer can provide valuable guidance and representation in complex insurance claim disputes. Building relationships is also essential. Establish positive relationships with responsible insurance companies and restoration contractors. This can help avoid unnecessary disputes in the future. Prioritize working with companies that have a reputation for fair dealing and ethical practices. When charging for emergency repairs, ensure that your costs are reasonable given the urgency and scope of the work. If you're charging on a time and materials basis, the insurance company's request for a highly detailed cost breakdown may be excessive. Be prepared to explain the basis of your charges, but don't be pressured into providing an unreasonable level of detail. If a restoration contractor's incompetence is hindering the payment process, address the issue directly with the insurance company. Document all instances of incompetence and explain how it's affecting your ability to get paid. Suggest that your cost to get paid should be included in the job cost. This is a reasonable request, considering the extra time and effort involved in dealing with insurance claims. However, it's crucial to negotiate this with the restoration contractor and insurance company before proceeding. Here are some specific recommendations to consider. 1. Document everything. Keep a detailed record of all work performed, materials used, and time spent on the project. This documentation will be essential when submitting your claim and justifying your costs. 2. Communicate clearly. Maintain open and clear communication with the insurance adjuster, restoration contractor, and any other parties involved in the claim. Respond promptly to their requests for information and keep them informed of your progress. 3. Understand your contract. Review your contract with the insurance company or restoration contractor carefully to understand your rights and obligations. Pay attention to any clauses that address payment terms, dispute resolution, or liability. 4. Be prepared to negotiate. Insurance claims are often subject to negotiation, so be prepared to justify your costs and defend your position. If necessary, be willing to compromise to reach a fair settlement. 5. Seek professional advice. If you encounter any difficulties or disputes during the claims process, don't hesitate to seek professional advice from an attorney or insurance consultant. They can provide valuable guidance and representation to protect your interests. Furthermore, consider the specific electrical work involved in the claim. If the claim involves damaged electrical equipment or wiring, be sure to thoroughly assess the extent of the damage and provide a detailed estimate for repairs or a replacement. Ensure that all repairs and replacements are performed in accordance with applicable electrical codes and safety standards. Document all code compliance measures taken during the repair process. If the claim involves a power outage or other electrical emergency, take steps to restore power as quickly and safely as possible. Coordinate with the local utility company to ensure that the power supply is stable and reliable. Provide temporary power solutions, if necessary, to minimize disruption to the customer's business or residence. Regarding billing practices, be transparent and upfront about your billing rates and procedures. Provide a clear and detailed breakdown of your costs, including labor, materials, and equipment. Avoid any hidden fees or charges that could raise suspicions or lead to disputes. If you're charging on a time and materials basis, be sure to track your time accurately and provide detailed invoices that show the date, time, and description of each task performed. If you're charging a fixed price for the project, be sure to clearly define the scope of work and any assumptions that were made when calculating the price. If there are any changes or additions to the scope of work, be sure to obtain written approval from the customer and adjust the price accordingly. When dealing with insurance adjusters, be polite and professional, but also firm and assertive. Clearly explain your position and provide supporting documentation to back up your claims. Don't be afraid to challenge the adjuster's decisions if you believe they are unfair or unreasonable. If you're unable to reach an agreement with the adjuster, consider requesting a second opinion from a more senior adjuster or filing a formal complaint with the insurance company. Remember that the insurance claims process can be complex and time-consuming, but with careful planning, clear communication, and professional representation, you can successfully navigate the process and receive fair compensation for your work. Also, it's important to understand the legal aspects of insurance claims. Be aware of your rights and obligations under the insurance policy, as well as any applicable state or federal laws. If you believe that the insurance company is acting in bad faith or violating your rights, consult with an attorney to discuss your legal options. Bad faith insurance practices can include unreasonable delays in processing claims, unfair denials of coverage, or attempts to lowball settlements. If you can prove that the insurance company acted in bad faith, you may be able to recover additional damages beyond the amount of your original claim. In addition to understanding your legal rights, it's also important to protect yourself from liability. Make sure that you have adequate insurance coverage to protect yourself from claims of negligence or property damage. Review your insurance policy carefully to understand the scope of your coverage and any exclusions that may apply. Consider obtaining professional liability insurance, also known as errors and omissions insurance, to protect yourself from claims arising from your professional services. This type of insurance can cover legal fees and damages if you are sued for negligence or breach of contract. When working on insurance claims, it's important to follow best practices for safety and quality. Ensure that all work is performed in accordance with applicable codes and standards, and take steps to prevent accidents and injuries. Use appropriate safety equipment and follow established safety procedures. Document all safety measures taken during the project. If you encounter any hazardous conditions, such as asbestos or lead paint, take appropriate precautions to protect yourself and others. Follow all applicable regulations for handling and disposing of hazardous materials. Maintain a clean and organized work site to prevent slips, trips, and falls. Regarding financial management, keep accurate records of all income and expenses related to insurance claims. Track your time, materials, and equipment costs carefully. Prepare detailed invoices that clearly show the services provided and the amounts charged. Use accounting software or a spreadsheet to track your financial performance. Regularly review your financial statements to identify any areas where you can improve your profitability. Manage your cash flow effectively to ensure that you have enough funds to cover your expenses. Consider establishing a line of credit or obtaining financing to help you manage your cash flow during periods of high demand or slow payment. When dealing with restoration contractors, establish clear lines of communication and define your respective roles and responsibilities. Coordinate your work closely to avoid delays or conflicts. If you have any concerns about the restoration contractor's performance, address them promptly and professionally. If necessary, consider terminating your contract with the restoration contractor and seeking a replacement. Remember that your reputation is your most valuable asset. Always strive to provide excellent service and maintain a positive reputation in the industry. Ask your satisfied customers to provide testimonials or reviews of your work. Use these testimonials to promote your business and attract new customers. Attend industry events and network with other professionals to build relationships and stay up to date on the latest trends and technologies. By following these recommendations, you can successfully navigate the insurance claims process, protect your interests, and maintain a thriving electrical contracting business. Let's consider an example. Suppose you are called to a commercial building to repair electrical damage caused by a water leak. The insurance adjuster asks for a detailed breakdown of your labor and material costs. You should provide a clear and concise invoice that includes the following information. 1. The date of the invoice. 2. Your company name and contact information. 3. The customer's name and address. 4. A description of the work performed, including the specific tasks completed and the materials used. 5. The hourly rate for your labor and the number of hours worked. 6. The cost of the materials used, including quantities and unit prices. 7. Any other applicable fees or charges, such as travel expenses or equipment rental. 8. The total amount due. Make sure that your invoice is accurate, legible, and professional. Attach any supporting documentation, such as receipts for materials or timesheets for labor. Submit the invoice to the insurance adjuster promptly and follow up to ensure that it is processed in a timely manner. If the insurance adjuster questions any of your charges, be prepared to provide additional information or justification. Explain the basis for your costs and provide any relevant documentation to support your claims. Be polite and professional, but also firm and assertive in defending your position. If you are unable to reach an agreement with the insurance adjuster, consider seeking assistance from an attorney or insurance consultant. They can help you negotiate a fair settlement and protect your rights. Another important aspect of dealing with insurance claims is understanding the different types of insurance coverage that may be involved. For example, if you are working on a commercial building, the property owner may have commercial property insurance that covers damage to the building and its contents. This insurance may also cover lost income or business interruption expenses. If you are working on a residential property, the homeowner may have homeowner's insurance that covers damage to the property and its contents. This insurance may also cover liability for injuries or damages caused to others. In addition to property insurance, there may also be liability insurance coverage involved in the claim. For example, if the damage was caused by the negligence of a third party, such as a contractor or supplier, the third party's liability insurance may be responsible for paying for the damages. It's important to identify all of the potential insurance coverages that may be involved in the claim and to coordinate with the various insurance companies to ensure that all of the damages are properly covered. This may involve filing multiple claims and providing documentation to each insurance company. Be sure to keep copies of all documents that you submit to the insurance companies and to track the status of your claims. If you encounter any difficulties or delays in processing your claims, contact the insurance companies directly to inquire about the status of your claims and to address any issues that may be preventing them from being processed. In some cases, it may be necessary to hire an attorney to help you navigate the insurance claims process and to protect your rights. An attorney can review your insurance policies, investigate the circumstances of the damage, and negotiate with the insurance companies on your behalf. An attorney can also file a lawsuit if necessary to enforce your rights under the insurance policies. When working on insurance claims, it's important to maintain a high level of professionalism and integrity. Always act in an ethical and responsible manner and avoid any actions that could damage your reputation or compromise your integrity. Be honest and transparent in your dealings with the insurance companies and provide them with accurate and complete information. Avoid any exaggeration or misrepresentation of the damages, as this could lead to a denial of your claim or even criminal charges. Follow all applicable laws and regulations and avoid any actions that could be construed as fraud or illegal activity. By maintaining a high level of professionalism and integrity, you can build trust with the insurance companies and increase your chances of successfully resolving your claims. And finally, the emergency priority to get switchgear replacement and bring the building back online at any cost. If the building had to stop normal factory production to ship in 2 days, it explains the high cost. The manufacturer said get the building back online at any cost, and you did. Charges should be correct and normal, regardless of whether it is insurance money or not.